Hey everyone, it's Mira here. It's not my normal day for making a video. Tomorrow is the day for the ByGender.net collab channel. But I've decided, because I got an email today, so I decided to make a quick video before my son gets home. Um, a while back, I had, when was, oh goodness, it was the 14th of November, so nearly 2 weeks ago, I had written an email to Dr. Ian Schofield, who is Halton CCG board member. And I, because when I had gone to my GP and asked him if we could go according to the World Psychological Association for Transgendered Health standards of care, the newest edition, the 7th edition, my GP told me that he would not go with the WPATH standard of care because the PCT goes through a conventional care path, and basically my GP was saying that Halton and St. Helens Primary Care Trust had not told the doctors to follow the standards of care. So I emailed Dr. Schofield, and I'm giving you these names so that those of you who live under the Halton St. Helens Primary Care Trust will know who to go to and who not to go to. But I emailed Dr. Schofield and asked him if this was true, and if so, why. And also I asked him if he could outline what the path was, what Halton uses for the path of treatment for transgendered people. Well, I got an email back from him saying that he was going to forward it to someone else who could actually answer, because he doesn't, because Dr. Schofield isn't over that part of the PCT. So today I got an email from Simon Banks. And Simon Banks is the interim chief operating officer for Halton CCG. They're based in Victoria House in Runcorn. And he said in his email that Halton follows a recommended pathway that's been established by the Northwest Specialized Commissioning Team. And he says that he personally was involved in this pathway, or making this pathway, because he worked with that team. He said that it is based on the WPATH standards of care, in specifically the Harry Benjamin criteria. Now, I'm not a fan of the Harry Benjamin criteria because I think it's outdated. But yeah, so the recommended pathway, and this is for a complete transition. Obviously, it's going to be changed according to your needs and your desires. So, I mean, a genderqueer person wouldn't go all the way through this, and I'm not planning on going all the way through this either. But it starts off with patient sees their general practitioner for assessment and management of gender dysphoria. The GP refers the patient to a local specialist in gender dysphoria where that's available, or to the local NHS mental health provider for access to further evaluation. Now, this is what's happened to me. I was referred to five boroughs mental health care. And I have to see the consultant there for 2 visits. I've seen them once. I'm supposed to see them again on the 9th. It's just over a week from now. And then from there, I'll hopefully get a referral to a proper gender specialist. Then the patient's assessed by the local NHS psychiatrist, um, and the local psychiatrist will rule out the presence of any obvious mental illnesses that may be the cause of symptoms of gender dysphoria, such as schizophrenia or dissociative disorder. And then once that's been ruled out or worked through, the patient's then referred on to the gender identity clinic. Now, once that's happened, he says, depending on the operational policy of the gender identity clinic, the GIC, confirmation of funding may be requested from the patient's PCT before an outpatient appointment is made. It says it is important to note that the PCT making the decision needs to be aware that there could be a surgical cost at the end of the pathway, and this could be several years in the future. Now, there's nothing in this list that this guy's saying that says what the PCT will fund. I'll get back to that in a minute. The Gender Identity Clinic, experts in gender dysphoria, assess the patient and initiate real-life experience, prescribing hormones, monitoring the patient, usually in partnership with the patient's own GP. During this period, patients may additionally require psychotherapy, speech therapy, group sessions, and other interventions. After 1 to 2 years of assessment, the patient is seen by 2 consultants for a final assessment to judge if the patient is suitable for surgery. If the patient is considered suitable and personally ready for surgery, a referral is made to the preferred provider for consideration of gender reassignment surgery. Now this part, I know for a fact by talking talking with other transgender people who have gone to Leeds, and Leeds is probably where I'm going to end up. I know that Leeds is a pretty good gender clinic, and they take into consideration real life experience that you've already gone through. And me, personally, I've been living full-time in public as male since, well, in general, since June of this past year of 2011. And I came out to everyone and changed my name over and everything starting from August. So came out to everyone in August and started slowly getting my name changed with everything. So, I mean, if you count from June, July, August, September, October, November, yeah, I've got nearly 6 months of real life experience under my belt. So, and from what I've heard from the people I've talked with, Leeds does take stuff like that into consideration, and a lot of the times they'll put you on fast track, which is good. But anyway, I'm digressing. Back to the email. It says the provider of GRS requests confirmation of funding for surgery from the patient's PCT, provides an outpatient surgical consultation appointment once funding is confirmed. The PCT considers the request for funding. Once it is ensured the patient meets the criteria, confirms funding for GRS. Patient undergoes appropriate GRS and returns to follow up with the Gender Identity Clinic. Patient is discharged from the Gender Identity Clinic when appropriate and returns to primary care for maintenance hormone therapy and monitoring if appropriate. Now, he's also said on here, I'm going to skip down a little bit, he said, you will have to travel for aspects of this care, such as assessment at a gender identity clinic, and should you wish to have surgery for surgical interventions, as there are no local services due to the specialized nature of the interventions you require. You should, however, expect support from your GP in terms of arranging shared care and local monitoring, working in partnership with the Gender Identity Clinic to minimize travel to and from these centers. In summary, Halton GPs are following the WPATH standards of care and recommended pathways based on this. This said, there's clearly a need for improved liaison between the services providing specialized interventions and your GP to enable them to deliver as much care to you locally as possible. He's answered my question without really answering my question, if that makes sense. So I've asked him for further details. I sent an email today. It'll probably take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks before I get an answer, but that's politics for you, or government for you. But I specifically, I've asked him what, for Halton with St. Helens PCT's policy on which surgeries they will and will not fund for transgendered people, specifically for female to male, since that's what that's me, you know. That's what concerns me the most. So I'm going to try to figure that out. Hopefully he'll give me the policies and I can go from there. But this gives a nice little path for those of us who are in Halton and elsewhere, because it's, I mean, from what I understand, a lot of PCTs follow the Harry Benjamin criteria. So I'm going to put this pathway up on my blog. I'm not going to copy the exact email. I'll just copy this pathway a little bit, just so that anyone who wants to take a look at it can do. I will also, for those of you who are living in Halton and St. Helens, and I will also include the phone number for the Halton PCT. I mean, because the phone number, it's easily, you can easily get it anyway, so I'm not giving away any personal information there. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything that you would like for me to ask the PCT and find out, especially if you live in the area that I do, let me know. Put a comment down below, and I'll do my best to try to find out for you, and for myself, actually. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm running out of time. I will try to do another video on Friday to update what's going on in my life in the last week, and instead of just going on about this email. So that's it from me. I will talk to you guys tomorrow on bigender.net collab channel. See you later.